Herkese selam arkadaşlar. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2'nin yeni bir bölümüne hoş geldiniz. Oyuna kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. 18. bölümüyle. Şimdi Sigismund'un kampına doğru yola çıktım. Oraya doğru gidiyorum. Orada o şeyi soruşturacağız. Askeri soruşturacağız. Yolun ortası bir adam diyor ki gülümseyen birisinin hani tehlike görünüyor ancak silahlı kimliği burada ne yapıyor? Yoluna devam et abi. Uğraşamam şu an. Şu an kampa gideceğim çünkü. Atı alalım.
Quick, go! Ka! Go!
Oh, go!
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings, Master Guard.
Parayla konuşsak ya. Ne yaptınız ya?
Do you know how it ended up with Victoria?
Well, you see, I wanted to thank you. I don't know how long the camp will be here, but and once we move on from here, I'll take her with me.
Now those are the words of a real man.
God be with you, good sir. You shouldn't be bothering us here. Manuel. Good day to you.
I'm going to see Farkash.
I have no idea, but Chaplain Bottlemil or that foreign or Millada in the bathhouse. See you later, my friend.
Önce şu hamama gidip soralım.
What can I do for you?
You certainly know about everything that goes on.
Of course. The bathhouse is like a... But instead of prayers and fasting,
Do you know where I could find Farkash? I don't really...
Do you mean Laszlo?
That's the one.
Oh, really? He's easy to find. His tent is right below the smithy. It's big and red, and it...
I need to ask about a matter that...
I hope it's nothing too vulgar.
No, nothing like that. But I'd appreciate if it's... My lord has lost one of his men. He's already written him off as a deserter. I just want to be sure he's not here anywhere.
Yeah, right. I've had plenty of ferry. I'll give you some good advice. Mind your own business.
Vay arkadaş ya.
How can I help you?
Cevap vermedi şerefsiz.
My body is in...
And what are you...
Do you have some...
My God.
Well, I really need...
Excellent. Pay...
I'm glad...
Excellent.
22,5 nedir ya?
My God, that was really something. You'd better warn me next time. I'm not much of a swimmer.
Boş boş geçen gece kitap olursun. Şimdi gidip soruşturabilirim.
Greetings.
O ne lan? Onu bile almışlar. Oha. Oğlum, oha.
Oh, my back! Damn a bit longer and I'll be hunched over like my granny. God be with you.
Good day.
Köpek.
Come here. Slowly. Nice and slow. Whoa.
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of Sir Janos. My task is to negotiate with you the terms for the release of his brother, Knight Peter.
Really?
He gave me a letter with his seal. Can we discuss?
Certainly. But please allow me one question. Why has...
He was ambushed on the way here. He's all right, but...
I am sorry to hear, but let us get to discuss...
Let's talk about the ransom.
Let us be sincere with each other. Jan knew beforehand how much coin I would want for it, but he still sent you here to haggle. But there is one more thing to negotiate about. The knight's armor and weapons. If I return them, I want to get at least...
I think that's a reasonable demand. I'm sure...
I am glad we...
Where will the handover take place?
Once you pay the ransom, you can come and...
We'd rather do the handover on neutral ground.
Your master has given you exact instruction. What is your idea?
How about Sukhdol Fortress? Under the watchful...
Go and make a fool out of... And tell your lord if he wants to see his brother on the hill between Miskovitz and Horshen. There is a meal. It is visible from far. We will have peace and quiet up there. And no one will be able to overhear.
Sounds good to me.
Once you leave, send the boy from the inn to the camp. He delivers...
How do you know where...
A little bird.
I'd like to see the...
Out of the question.
Well, how am I to know whether you're really holding...
Indeed, trust. I trust that you are Jan's envoy. And now, you trust me.
But Jan will want...
It is I who said that. And I say that you will not see the captive until the...
That should be everything.
Peki. Neyi soracağım ki hala onlara?
Mutt!
You shouldn't be walking around by yourself. Awful things happen.
Lan trail. Bulldog bu. Lan çekemedim resmini. Neyse. Kalktı. Ay ya.
Then his cousin came, and he got his too. They were all...
Greetings.
What's a priest doing in a...
Whatever he can, my son.
Do they allow prisoners here in the camp to...
That's a very strange question.
I'm just curious.
Sigillum confessionis applies to all, even prisoners.
Peki. O da olmadı. Oraya gelebiliyor muyum?
You're not allowed here.
Tamam, yasaksa gelmem, Allah Allah.
Christ almighty. It's just that you...
Muscular? Wise.
No, that's not what I meant.
I know what you meant. I have had this Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian?
Yes. Our parish priest...
Tell me then. How the people in those...
But I thought that was just...
So you see, Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer.
my name is Henry. So...
Welcome then.
Do you know where prisoners are held in the camp?
Do you even know what you are up? Be glad none of the king's men.
That's why I'm asking you.
Try looking above the smithy. But do not go anywhere you should not.
Of course. You said you're an explorer.
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. From the Emirate of Granada to Venice.
Osmanlı Sultanı Beyazıt'ın sarayına.
Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans. Until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
How did you come to be with the Osmans?
By complete chance. Fortunately, I was saved by Sultan Bayezid's warship. Though it did not seem like good fortune at the time. You must understand that there are not many of my countrymen among the Osmans. The last time was... But the Sultan soon found out that I had lived among Europeans, and I could talk to...
So why didn't you stay there?
Because we were about to be overwhelmed by the Golden Horde. I had quite enough of war in Granada. So when envoys from Hungary came to the Sultan, I managed to...
What is Mecca like? I've heard people from...
Mainly followers of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Praise be his name. But the journey is dangerous. Fortunately, I was helped by a couple of my compatriots. But even so, I did not spend long there. Let us say that I was foolish then. I went to Cairo, where I learned geography and law, so that I would be better prepared the next time.
Why not?
I would rather not talk about this, my friend. All I can say is that there are a few rich men...
Where is Venice?
You do not know, my friend? Educate yourself. Remember that learning is like a garden. Venice is an incredible... People from all over the world go there to trade. If only you could have seen their processions stretch from the port to the city center. And they had live leopards as a gift for them. But I did not stay long. I, who was accustomed to the...
What's Sigismund's court like?
I would also like to know that, my friend. But one would think that the king would value physicians and sages who have traveled the world. He did not even make me his personal physician.
It's reckless to speak about Sigismund like...
I do not think so, my friend, since it is unlikely.
You were in Granada?
Go west from here until you reach the sea, then south to a place. But I would not go there if I were you. The magnificent Alham. It is a pity in any case. Such a beautiful and rich...
Blood?
Yes. Sultan Mohammed must constantly repel attacks from the north. That is why I started studying physics, in fact. I wanted to make an impression on the Sultan. Let others cut off heads. I can...
I'm new to the camp, if you don't have too much...
Well, I suppose it will be... At least I can practice your language. You use... But that does not matter now. So, as you have no doubt realized, this is my infirmary. One part for operating on the wounded.
Tamam abi yeter ya.
I'm sorry. No stupid mistakes now.
This part of the camp is mainly for humans. So if you are looking for one, he will be either here or near the bathhouse. We will take a look there too. Do not worry. Over there is the pen where they used to have tournaments. Until the captains banned them. But that is a long story. Speaking of the captains here, do you know who is in charge overall?
Aye, I know something about that. You have 3 captains now, don't you?
Exactly. I can see that you take an interest. The camp as a whole is run by Sir Grozav of Borumlaka. That is a village somewhere in Transylvania, as far as I know. He is an interesting man, I'm sure. But he has a lot of trouble with the camp. So he tends to be, as you say, grumpy. Then there are the Cumans, who are commanded in battle by Cheritan. You will not meet him very often. He often has meetings with the king himself, in Zedlets. He is not a very cheerful man, but he seems a fair-minded commander to me. And he is an outstanding archer, it seems. How about you and archery, my friend?
Well, I don't want to boast, but I'm a pretty good archer. I would happily take on your Chertan.
Really? That sounds like a spectacle that I would perhaps even pay to watch. Perhaps. Although I successfully avoid weapons, I have to admit that archery is not just a skill. It is an art. Well, there is enough of that. What were we talking about?
You were telling me about the commanders here.
Ah, yes. The camp captains. As I said, Sir Grozav commands the camp. Chertan commands in battle. And the third one joined us a few weeks ago. Dietrich Katz, with his Prague artillery regiment. It is a pity you will not be staying for longer. Dietrich is good to talk to, if he is not drinking too much. And over there is our bathhouse. It is not a sight for sore eyes, my friend. I mean, the women, of course.
Doggy.
Not this
Good
place.
boy.
Ah, a man should keep reminding himself that zina, what you call fornication, is a shameful deed, opening the road to other evils. By the way, what about you and women, my friend?
Well, there's one here I think about. But I'd rather not talk about that.
Why? Are you afraid that I will steal her from you?
No, it's not that, but... Well, I'm still not sure if she likes me as much as I like her.
I am sure she does. You will see. That is the way of the world. Our Lord Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, creates us in pairs and grants us love in our hearts, so that we may love another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I sometimes think I ought to settle down.
Do it. It's definitely a nice...
Stop your gaping and move along.
Imagine.
That's it. Go now.
Head instead of a leaking tent. Food cooked with love instead of a gruel cooked on a campfire. And at night, by the way, your chosen one. Is she pretty?
So beautiful you can't help but stare.
All the more reason to marry her before someone else does. So, in this part of the camp, you see the tents of various
Sadece orayı öğrenmek için yaptım.
Mercenaries from Germany, Poland, Hungary. In short, everyone who came to fill their pockets. You can have items repaired by the smith, and if you're hungry, the kitchen is over there. The food will please you more than me, I think. Treating meat in that way. I simply cannot. Do you know where the food is truly great? In Granada. So much fruit, sweet pastries, fish. In one banquet, the cooks use more spices than your entire country in a year.
You've been to Granada?
In the court of Sultan Muhammad VII himself. That is where I became a physician. That was when Granada was attacked by Martin Yanez de la Barbuda. And I did not want to die in some battle. So I found a safer way to be useful. You know, I have done a lot of traveling, my friend. From Timbuktu to Mecca. And from Granada to Venice. And now, here. But nowhere has the food been worse than here.
I'd like to try some foreign delicacy.
That will be difficult. The local inns serve nothing but porridge and old bread. But maybe you will see the world one day and find out that there are more flavors than just salt and honey. But your country is beautiful, all the same. And up here is where Katz's company of Pargay artillerymen are billeted. To the great displeasure of everyone else in the camp, I must say. You can see why. It is the best spot, right next to the captains. And when it rains, all the filth runs downhill to the Cumans and mercenaries areas. Here is the pillory.
That dog, or I'll report you for being a public nuisance.
Ensure you never end up in it. And if you go around the hill, you will come to the camp shooting range. I recommend visiting it. The Cumans must be born with a bow in their hands. But I will not escort you that far, my friend. I do not like to leave the infirmary unattended for long. Alaka Anben.
Ne yere vista tessar?
Hadi bakalım.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Slow down, you idiot!
Car! Go! Quick! Quick!
At your service, sir.
You silly doggy.
I bear news from Sigismund's camp.
I was beginning to worry.
I didn't.
I'm liking that Farkash less and less. I'll bet he'd like to skin my hide too.
I did everything you told me to. But Laszlo barely let me speak.
That was to be expected. Unfortunately...
He even wanted the handover to take place in the camp.
You did well.
Some mill, halfway. Laszlo said before we depart, we should send the boy from the inn to the camp. He delivers supply.
Very well. It's time to get ready to...
Can we leave now to meet with Laszlo for the handover?
We can, if you...
So, let's go.
I'll take care of it. Then we'll leave straight...
Hadi bakalım.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Lord Sukotleski. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Laszlo Farkas. I suppose we caught you off guard here. I owe you an...
Where's Peter? If you've done anything to him, then...
Have you forgotten your manner? I will explain my situation to you. I had a... but he had the audacity to die. Right?
What? You killed him!
Even that little messenger of yours has better men. Hold your tongue, or I will have my men hold...
Could you cut it short?
As you wish. If you want to get at least the knight's body.
Never! You take me...
If you do not accept my proposal, you will lose more than your coin.
What do you want to do now?
Defend my honor and Peter's, the lords of Sukotleski.
I didn't even know Peter. And now I'm supposed to stick out...
You have sized up the situation well. If you do not want to die, join...
You're gonna fuck him up.
Kumanlara asla.
Keep it up.
You fight like an old hag!
How you doing them? Good hit!
Is this the end?
Umurumda değil, başarısız olsun olmasın abi.
Come on,
But he's still standing. You should have fucking stayed out of it.
I'll rip...
We'll finish this quick.
My head. I must have taken a serious blow. What? Is this the end?
Nerede o şerefsiz? Bana artistik yapan hayvan. Ah bu. İt.
This means my work for you is...
Yes. Yes. I had no idea. If I'd known, I wouldn't have offered you the job of
I'm already a squire in the service of another lord. I can't...
Very well, then. Your lord is a lucky man. Here. But something else occurred to me. I'd like to give you my brother's sword. Peter was carrying it when they caught him. If Farkash didn't steal it, it should still be... Carry it with honor befitting a knight.
I'll do my best. I wouldn't...
I've only known you a short time, but I believe you wouldn't.
Thank you.
One more thing. Or besides a sword, Peter also had a cuirass and a shield, emblazoned. They're heirlooms, and they're very valuable to us. Please, don't take them. I'll bring them. Well, I no longer have any business here.
I'm sorry it ended this way.
Me too. I don't even want to think about how I'll tell Father. His pride and joy. His...
Well, what you just did was also befitting of a knight.
It was mostly your work.
Oh, come now. You defended the truth.
If you think so. I'll be going now. It was a...
Godspeed, Sir Yan.
Ne dedi? Sadece kılıcı mı aldı dedi. Bana bir şey al dedi ama... Hayır, kılıcı al ama diğerlerini elleme. Tamam. Neredeyiz? Burada bir yer var mı? Varmış. Hatta oradan geçeceğiz. Keşke dursa.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Ben nazik bir insan mıymışım? Okay.
Heal. God! Quick, quick. That's all there is to it.
All right.
Selamünaleyküm. Aleykümselam.
Stranger, what are you doing here?
Ne mi yapıyor?
You're a Christian of peace.
I am.
Kunzlin Ruthard sent me about...
I see. But I'm afraid I don't have good news for Sir Kunzling. I haven't made much progress regarding the... I just don't have the time to investigate. I'm always needed somewhere, and there's always some...
Have you found out anything at all?
Just rumors. What's your name?
Henry.
All right. Nobody can know I'm looking into it. It's a very dangerous game. If Sir Kunzling trusts you, you could help me in my investigation.
Well, that's actually why I'm here.
Excellent. Excellent! You don't happen to come from a family of miners or smelters, do you?
My father was a blacksmith.
It's a fine craft. But it won't teach you much about silver mining and processing. I'll be happy to tell you everything you need to know. Now, follow me, please. We need to talk somewhere in private. Can't talk openly here.
Where should I start looking?
Straight to the point. I like that. We know for a fact the silver must be getting lost somewhere on its way to the mint. That means, first of all, you should ask miners from every shift how many corves they mine in a day. After that, we'll compare the numbers to the mine record books and see.
But the yields aren't the same every day, right?
True. That's why we have to focus on one particular... For example, the other day, on the Feast of St. Petronilla, Foreman Fett was beaming and bragging to me about how much it helped. I mean...
Couldn't I just ask Fett?
Fett's job is to count the corves and write the amount down in the mine book. He won't tell you any other number. We're interested in what the miners themselves have to say. They've no reason to hide anything. Nevertheless, the miners are a strange bunch. They might not be very forthcoming at first, and they have an odd way of speaking. Like calling each other Sonny, however old they are. Or you should pretend to be really interested in them, and maybe they'll open up to you. You could be a scholar writing a treatise on silver mining. Or perhaps a nobleman, or just say I'm your distant uncle who's initiating you into the ins and outs of my job. It's up to you.
I'll behave like a true nobleman.
Suit yourself. Just don't change your story so you don't arouse suspicion. But to the point, each day 3 shifts work in the shaft. Each has its foreman, or gaffer, as they say. The first shift is led by Frank, the second by Paul, and the third by Samko. You'll have to ask each one. Samko's hewers should be off work now. You'll find the other 2 shifts in the mine. Take this, so the guards will let you in. It's a letter of safe conduct bearing my seal, allowing you free movement.
And what are you going to do?
I'll return to the estate to do my job. What else? I reckon they must be wondering where I am by now. Once you find out how many corves the 3 shifts mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla, return to me. We'll compare that number to the entry in the mine book. And don't forget, don't...
By the way, I've had the honour of meeting your brother, Peter.
Well, well. Small world.
He was a great help to us at Sukdal.
Even though we had some disagreements, I respect him for everything he succeeded in doing. If it weren't for him, I'd never...
Who owns the silver that's mined here?
All the silver in the Kingdom of Bohemia belongs to the king, whether it's above ground or still below it. Though I'm sure you understand, the king has a lot on his mind, and he can't be expected to worry about mining. So he leases out the mining rights to his tenants. It's called the Burgergal. There's a lot of money in it. The tenants have to pay the king, and the king also receives a share of... That's the royal tithe.
What is this path of silver, anyway?
It's the whole process, from digging the silver ore out of the ground, and silver is found in ore veins underground. The pitmen mine it, and get it. The chief foreman of a gallery counts the corves, and the assayer estimates the purchase price. The raw ore goes to the smelter, where it's crushed, and roasted ore goes to the furnaces, where it's smelted into raw and then pure silver.
Can any silver get lost?
It can. And unfortunately, it does happen. Most often, a pitman tries to smuggle pieces of ore under his clothes. Nevertheless, the entire path of the silver, from the ore beneath the ground to minted coins, so if someone is stealing large quantities, they must have it pretty damn well.
Who checks the...
The Royal Mint Master and his subordinates are responsible for collecting the royal share. That also means me. That is why every step of the path of silver is monitored and recorded. The smelting works owners don't have to be monitored as closely, since they buy... It's in their best interest to get the highest possible yield after deducting the royal share.
Who makes money?
The thing is, everyone does. Pitmen get paid for mining in the shaft. Mine operators get paid for raw ore. The smelters then smelt everything, sell the pure silver, and deduct... The silver rubs off on the hands of anyone who even touches it. But there's still enough...
How are groschen made?
The royal share from the smelting works goes to the mint in the Italian court. There, the coiners hammer it out into silver sheets for cutting the coin blanks. Then, in the Italian court's preghouse, our minters cut out and...
How many mints are there?
Only the main one is left. The one in the Italian... There used to be more of them throughout the kingdom. But King Wenceslas II united... It was he who contributed the most to the rise of the Prague Groschen. And the wealth of... And of course, his own wealth too.
Who's responsible for this?
They have their own owners. They buy ore from us, and then they deduct the royal tithe, and not just silver. Processing the ore yields a variety of other materials.
What happened?
Each smelting shop has a stamp mill, a roasting pit, and a smelting. The stamp mill is used to crush the ore into smaller pieces to make it... After that, the crushed ore is roasted in a roasting pit to remove most of the... Finally, everything is smelted in a...
So it's processed?
Yes. But in steelmaking, you don't have to...
Teşekkürler.
I'm sorry.
Nasıl ben I am sorry? Şu neymiş lan aşağısı? Amina. Şey.
At your service, sir.
Selamünaleyküm kardeş. Sen de konuşalım.
Where can I find your...
What are you doing here, kidder?
I've got a letter of safe conduct from... I'm a nobleman, and I'd like to learn more about mining silver.
Me apologies, sir.
I just need to ask your foreman a few things.
Our gaffer's gone down there to pray.
Why wouldn't he be in the mood for talk?
Young jaybird. One of our marrows. He hadn't even had a full week on the graft, poor lad. It happened that you'll find Paul at the lowest level by the roof fall. He's praying for the sal. You'll hear the wind howling in the adit down there. It can be heard as... Don't fret, but... St. Barbara will look out. God be with you, good sir.
Sen burada durur musun?
Sit. Stay.
Oğlum nerede çöken bir yer yok ki ya? Sabah olsun mu ya aman? Ustanız nerede ya sizin? Allah! Abo! Fena düştü. Ama burada herhalde bu şerefsiz.
Are you Foreman Paul?
Hey! You hold on. I don't know ye. Who are you? And what are you doing?
My name's Henry. Sir Christian sent me. I'm a nobleman, and I'm interested in the... I hate to interrupt your prayers for a dead friend.
He weren't just me marrow. He were my blood. I raised him from a nipper since my sister died. He kept begging me to take him on a shift, saying he was as strong as a horse. Wouldn't it? And now...
Come on, it wasn't your fault.
I suppose you're right. Will you pray with me for his soul one last time?
Aye.
You're a canny lad. Almighty and merciful God, our Father, you are the giver of gold, silver, bronze, copper,
Hızlıca geçsin şunu ya.
all ores and metals.
You are the giver.
Hızlıca niye geçmiyor şunu ya? Tabii.
I am the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary.
Keşke
The word was made flesh.
yapmasaydım ya yani.
Aye. Thanks for praying.
How much do you make doing this?
Depends on how much we hawk. How hard the rock is. How much ore's in it. It's not really worth it though. Half a grosh and a cork.
What is the work of a
What it's about? It's about you in the face and hauling the ore to the back. Proper graft that. Can be real dodgy, mind. Might even...
So how many corves did you mine, say, on the...
that weren't a good day. Nobody was in the mood for ganning on after what happened to Jaybird. But even so...
How is the ore?
First, we have to survey the shaft and find ore. We set up timber around. You was
That's all I need to know.
If you say so, Mara.
Çıkamıyorum değil mi buradan? Ben nasıl çıkacağım ya?
May God give you health, sir.
Dayı sana da versin de buradan nasıl çıkılıyor? Allah versin sana ama. Dayı buradan nasıl çıkılıyor? Allah Allah.
Christ. Greeting.
Foreman Frank.
What you looking for, sonny?
Sir Christian of Peacex. My name is Henry of Scallops. Our family rented a mines.
A nobleman in the pit, but you can't just amble around. You'll cap your creep.
I'll just have a few questions.
The more we gab, the less. But make it snappy, man. What do you want to know, lad?
How exactly do you...
Bloody hell. Have you never seen a yakka? You take a kevil and ding away at the rock and don't croak from the stythe, then you'll...
I wonder... How much do you...
That depends on how much ore you howk out of this or that face.
How much did you mind, say...
Listen, kidder. Aren't you a bit too curious? Nobleman or not, you don't need to know that.
What do you want in return for telling me?
Well, me and my crew have been howking away in this heat, and we're bloody packed. But Foreman Fett got scunnered we were boozing in the shaft, so he locked it away, bringing enough ale for the whole crew. And
I'll try to get you...
You could try talking some sense into Fett. Maybe he'll listen to an outsider. And farewell, my friend.
Var yanımda var ya. Yanımda var ya.
Where did you say the beer was?
On the bank, in a chest in the camp.
I don't want anything for free, if you know what I mean.
Sounds canny to me. Listen, it was a good gar on the feast of St. Petronilla. Our yakkers hewed...
Thanks.
Take care.
İyi bari böyle de öğrenilebiliyormuş. O da bir şey. İyi dışarı çıktık sonunda.
You're always welcome here. Are you Foreman Samka? Aye. My name is Henry. My family runs mines, so I came here.
Why should I care? Didn't you see we're up?
So Christian told me to ask about anything.
Sonny, I'm so tired. I wouldn't mind having a game of dice, but then I'll tell you everything.
I may not look like it.
All right, Matt.
How much do you make?
Don't even get me started.
How do you mind?
Either would only this.
What is the...
But proper rest.
How many core...
I can tell you exactly. We managed to hulk 34 corves without skimping on game time.
So how do you rest?
Debate.
That's all I need to know. God bless.
Ben de evin içinden çıkılırım.
My respects.
You're the local...
Yeah, I buy all...
My name is Henry, and my family rented the mining rights, so I came here...
Then you have come... The Horshan shafts are some of the most... I am Hermann. If you have any...
How many cores...
When you hew into hard rock, the yield is smaller than from soft rock.
How many cores did you buy left?
Sancta Petronilla. Entschuldigung, I do not remember.
I already know how many corves the crew... It was 100 altogether.
Meanwhile, I looked in the mine book. How many do you...
I guess it's less.
Then you'd be correct. The book lists 90 corves extracted. That means 10 corves of ore disappear each day. But nobody could just come along and take them. We keep a close watch on everything. The unreported corves must be going out to smelting works with the rest of the ore.
What does it mean?
That this is fraud of colossal proportions, and that Foreman Fett and Herman the ore merchant are in it up to their ears.
What about Vavak?
I still think the trail will lead us to him, but we know too little so far. You need to talk to Fett and Herman first. Being involved in the theft of silver is a capital crime, so it should be in their own interest to cooperate. Make sure to promise them no one will know about their crime. You can mention my name. When you've talked to them, come back to me and we'll figure out what...
Bir daha mı konuşacağız? Tamam.
Come here.
Okey, içerideki olan mıydı lan? Kardeş.
We need to talk.
Was ist denn los?
Sir Christian sent me.
Discrepancy?
How do you explain that the miner has extracted 100 cores of ore on the Feast of St. Pet?
If it says 90, there must have been 90.
In that case, someone else must be lying.
Or someone just cannot count. Why are you bothered? Foreman Fett counts the corves here. Go and talk to him instead.
Don't tell me you don't count them too. You wouldn't pay for more corves than there really were.
Do you have any idea how much ore passes through my hands? How am I? Besides, miners can lie and say they extracted more.
All 3 crews agreed to report more. I seriously doubt that. Your story doesn't add up, Herman. We found out. Simple as that. Don't try to outsmart me and Sir Christian.
I am not trying to do anything. It was Fett's idea. He came to me saying we were going to deliver more corves to the smelters than we would report, and I would get paid for it. It was going well. I have always paid for what we put in the book. Then I got some geld from Fett on the side. On the feast of St. Petronilla, I was afraid they would be able to tell the difference. 10 corves is 10 corves after all. Nobody at the smelting works cared at all. I am sure.
Is Ulrich Vavak behind this?
The Mint Master? I have no idea. I am a mere...
How long has this been going on?
Several months. Maybe half a year.
Sir Christian and I agreed to investigate the matter in secret, so just act like nothing's going on. Keep doing what you're doing. We don't want to scare off the people who are actually responsible. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Alright, kiddo.
A word for...
Who are you?
I'm Henry. But that's... Sir Christian sent me.
Don't tell me one of the yakkers shat all over the outhouse.
I'm afraid it's a little worse than that.
Let Sir Christian handle it then. They're his books.
But you're the one counting the corves of ore.
Your point being?
I learned that the miners extracted no less than 100 corves on the Feast of St. Petronilla, but the mine book says 90.
Do you think the yakkers know how to count? And they like to show off. I'm sure. Anyway, what's it to you? Don't you know? I work for Vavak, the mint master him.
Aye, there's no point in denying it.
Bloody snitch.
But like him, you have nothing to be afraid of. You're small fry. It's obvious there's some bigger fish involved. And that...
Alright, I'll tell you what I know. As soon as I was made head gaffer, Amara, who works at the smelting works, he said someone wanted to talk to me. So I met this fella in the tavern in Grund, and he told me how it all works. How to cook the book. He told me the trick was not to report some of the extracted ore, and transport. He made it very clear if I didn't play up, there was nothing I could do.
Who was that fella from the smelt?
He never told me his name, even when I asked. I don't scare easy, but this bloke...
Do you think the mint master, Ulrich Vavak...
I don't know. I've got naught bad to say about Vavak. He says if Christian gives us hassle, he'd sooner replace him than me. He really said that. The mint...
How long has this been going?
For some time now, definitely. I heard even former head gaffer Kirch.
Where can I find him?
You can't ask Kircher any questions. They say he was drunk. What?
Who pays you on the side? You have to pay the miners.
I get the extra chink from the smelting works. It's...
All right. Just carry on as if nothing's happened. Christian won't give you any trouble, nor will anyone else. Is that
clear as a bell, Mara? Always...
Olmazsanız zaten gebertirim hepinizi.
I talked to Fett.
And? Did they?
They did. I mean, I made them.
Did you tell them to keep quiet and act as if nothing's happening?
I did.
Let's see what we've got so far. Those 10 unreported corves leave for the smelting works from here. If still, you'll have to go and look around and talk to the owner, Buresh. I reckon...
How so?
Buresh is a very cautious and clever man. I reckon he won't be happy to have someone snooping around his property. He's the only one who can give you permission to walk round the smelting works without the guards bothering you.
Something like your letter of safe conduct? How can I...
Like I said, it won't. Nevertheless, I found a way you could gain his trust. You'll pretend to be a nobleman interested in buying some smelting works, who'd like to get a closer look at his operation.
I've already passed myself off as a nobleman here, so it won't be new to me.
But be careful. Buresh won't be as easily fooled as you'll have to dress like a real nobleman. That means no plate armor, or, God forbid, bloody rags. But listen, don't carry a weapon. Buresh has a morbid fear of someone threatening him. That's why you must come to him dressed to the nines and act impeccably. So as, in short, be charismatic. As charismatic as you could.
What should I wear?
Like I said, some decent clothes. If you don't have anything of the sort, visit a tailor in town. I'm sure if you're charismatic enough, Buresh is sure to believe your intentions are good. And make sure you wash up before you go. You can't go and see him looking like some
What else should I know about...
In the smelting works, ore from the mines is crushed, ground, and then smelted. Then they give part of the silver to the king for the minting of groschen, and sell off the rest, along with the other material.
What should I know about this Buresh?
He's the slyest fox of them all. He comes from somewhere in Moravia. He started to prosper soon after, and not even Sigismund's arrival stopped him. Now he's doing better and better. But whether that means he's involved in something shady...
I got it.
Here, I've written you a letter of introduction to take... I reckon he won't be thrilled, but he won't turn you down. Ask him discreetly, in passing, how many corves he took from our mines on the feast of St. Petronella. If my guess is correct, it should be 90. It still doesn't prove any. You could get something out of the workers. One of them is bound to know something. When you're in the smelting works, keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure. Good luck, Henry.
Oyun kaydedildi. Şimdi şeye gidiyoruz. Güreşe.
At your service, sir.
Hançerde olmayacak. Hançerde
Sit and stay. Here, mutt. Look what I have for you. Gotcha.
Careful.
Yanıyor lan burası. İşlere soru soracağız abi. Yani...
Have you noticed anything?
How could I notice anything? And you're holding me.
I'm scared. Madem ya.
How do you like working in the smell?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now go, you've got no business here.
Come on, you've no business here. Out!
So this is how they crush ore in bulk. A corf here, a corf there. Now I can see.
Tamam bir durun da çıkacağım da.
What can you tell me about my...
He's a good bloke, honest. Now leave us be.
Peki. Allah belanızı versin.
Come on now, you've no business.
Come here.
That's it. Go now.
Quick.
Bence o sizlerde gibi gözüküyor. İşte daha ne yapabilirim ki? Şeyi de atayım, meşaleyi de atayım istiyorsan.
Greetings, Master Buresh.
Nice clothes. You've got good taste.
Thank you, Goodman. Christian of Pisek sent me. I'm supposed to...
Skallets, you say?
You are. Unfortunately, the mining has ceased since King Sigismund's...
That truly is. Christian writes that your family is interested in running a smelter.
Well, I'd still be interested in buying one. Perhaps I could change your mind.
I doubt it. I'd be a fool, but if you like, you can visit one of my operations. With this letter of safe conduct, you'll be able to move around unfettered, but I don't want you disturbing the workers with any unnecessary questions.
How many corves of ore do you process here per day?
We don't measure in corves here. I have several ore merchants working for me. They buy... When they deliver it here, we don't measure it by the corf. We process a large amount here. Up to several thousand quintals a day in total.
How much silver does that make?
That, of course, depends on the quality of the ore we process that day. 20 quintals of ore usually yield about a pound of raw silver. That then we can make between 100 and...
Can you tell me what happens with the
We weigh in the delivered ore, and roasting mainly separates sulfur from the ore. Then the roasted material is smelted in the... It's then cast into bars that can be sold.
Can any silver go missing from...
That's impossible. Everything is carefully weighed and recorded. Besides, molten silver is rather hard to steal. Once it's cast...
How many corves were delivered from Horshan, say...
Why from Horshan, of all...
I visited the mine there. They told me they'd extracted...
You're lucky. I have an excellent memory.
God be with you, Goodman.
Don't forget, there are limits to my permission. And above all, mind you don't have an accident. Smelt. See you later, my friend.
Peki.
apologize.
Sit. Stay. Heel. Stay. Quick. Whoa, whoa. Does any silver go
here? In our that would mean some of all that's on Wolves End. You get the rope for that. Look, Sonny, I don't want anything to do with this. Have a chat with she.
Are you the fella they...
You have no business being here.
I'm told you know something about the silver that keeps going...
Me? I don't... Meet me outside in a while. Now you better get out of here before the guards see you. Fuck. I have to have a piss. You take over here, lads. I'll be right back.
Gitsinle konuşalım diye yaptım, hakikaten gitti.
Quick! Quick! Go! Go! Quick!
Whoa! Whoa! Well?
Who are you, fella?
Henry of Skalitz.
Master Burrish, you say? He knows better than anyone. No silver can go missing here.
Actually, I'm here at the behest of Sir Christian.
Oh. So it was actually the steward of the mint? And why did he... Because of a rumour. They say silver keeps going missing.
The silver must be going missing from here. I've been tracking it all the way from the mines.
From the mines, you say? Strange. One moment, why should I talk to you about such things?
All right.
I knew we'd make a deal. It's Volkmar. He's the head smelter. He's worked with us for... Recently, he bought stables here in Grund, out of the blue. It's all very suspicious, because he's the one with the best access to the finish. If you want to find out where the silver keeps going missing, go to him. I'll bet you he knows it, but be careful, and keep a weapon close. People like...
Thank you. How do you like working in the smelter?
It's a shitty fucking job. My back aches something awful. You're always breathing stive from the... We'll all be crippled wrecks.
What can you...
Listen, all folks like him care about is lining their purses. On the other hand, I don't think it's any better anywhere else.
What happens to...
The bars are kept under lock and key in a safe place, and only the owner of the smelter and a handful of select people have access to them.
Peki, teşekkür ederim. Şimdi onu bulmamı istiyor.
Are you Volkmar?
I'm not.
Horseshit. I know that
You must be the snoop who stick...
I beg your pardon?
Well, well, well. Don't think we don't know you've been snooping around. We've had our eyes on you ever... Fortunately, Master Buresh warned... Your investigation ends. Right here and now.
You shouldn't have stuck your nose in here, pal. Grundy,
take him down.
Have you gone insane? I suppose you have no idea who's behind me.
You're really a nobleman. Oi! Where are you cowards running to? I'll tear you a new arsehole, you fucker!
Now, spill the beans.
Not me. If I didn't play along with him, I'd lose my job. It's true. As Volkmar is my name, I swear on... As head smelter, I test the quality of the silver that's been smelted one day. Buresh came to me and said he had an offer for me. He gave me his man to assist me. I'd take some of the king's silver bars and add them to Buresh's yield. The books were cooked, so no one found out anything. Everything was going. A few weeks later, he sent me to the mines. In the end, I had to force him to cooperate, just like...
Why didn't Buresh take the silver himself?
The Mint Master's men watch over the transport of the King. Buresh had it all figured out.
Aren't you ashamed to steal from the king?
And which king did I steal from exactly? Wenceslas or Sigismund? I didn't care, man. I earned some
Moving on, where does the unreported...
There are mined-out shafts near Old Kutna, where nobody ever goes.
Did Buresh ever mention that Mint Master Vavak was involved in it?
Not in front of me. Maybe his guard, but you won't be able to ask him anything anymore.
They counterfeit coins in
there?
I suppose so. But what they actually do there, I've no idea. I've never been there. Buresh only told me about the mint a while ago. He wanted to send me there for some...
Give me the map.
Yeah, if you take the road to Old Kutna, you'll reach the place. The entrance to the mint is... Look here. Why are you doing this?
That's none of your business.
I see. I won't pry. Well, now you have the map, and since I told you everything, I know I wanted to... Please let me go. Please. Stables...
I'm quite sure you have coin. So pay up, and you'll...
Here. I'll go to Kuttenberg and get fixed up there somehow. And if we meet again, I'll make it up. You're a good, merciful man.
Para? Ne what? Ne demek lan? Ne diye bir ses geldi. Hava gidiyor.
Good to see you again, Volk.
No bloody way.
You said you were headed to Kuttenberg.
True.
Henry.
Pleased to meet you, Henry. You gave... I reckon I could teach you some useful things in return.
Why not?
I'm glad to hear it. We'll keep him, and I wouldn't mind some coin in return.
When I let you go at Grund, you ran so fast it was like your feet were on fire. I reckon you couldn't take much with you, and you had to make do with...
You're right. I
reckon you'd be able to give me some useful tips then.
Of course.
İkisini de öğrenelim.
I'd like to learn...
I'm glad to hear it. And I wouldn't mind some...
You were the head...
You're right about that. It's a shame I don't...
Sure you do.
Of course.
Bir şey daha öğretsin.
I'd like to learn...
I'm glad to hear it. And it'll cost you something.
You live in a tavern. You sit around from dawn till dark.
Not just ale. I like wine, but be careful.
Well then I reckon...
Of course.
İyi. Başka bir öğreteceği bir şey kalmadı ki.
Excuse me.
Tamam, şimdilik gideceğim ben, burası mı? Bizi darphaneyi bul.
What are you doing, you whistler?
Mutt! Come here! Heel! Go! God!
10 dakikada.
Go!
11.30 falan sanıyorum. 12 içeri geçen adres.
Go! Quick! Whoa! Whoa!
Bu ne lan? O kocaman bir yer lan burası. Bence şu girişti oranın. Ha. Gel.
Weapon? What kinds of a man are you? Get moving!
Oh, you killed him, you bastard!
That mongrel!
İt. O köpekten daha şeysin, itsin. Şerefsiz ya. Gelip kendiniz saldırıyorsunuz, sonra diyorsunuz ki şey... Biraz daha büyümüyor mu şu harita ya? Şurası ya. Şu etrafa bir bakacağım. Tamam orası. İşaret edilmiyor. Buranın aşağı tarafında. Yani ben buradayım. Sanki şu tarafta bir yerde gibi duruyor. Ama kuzey muzey bir şey yazmamış ama. Tamam. Ben böyle tahmin ettim. Bakalım nerede. Bir de bakalım. Şuralarda bir yerde olması lazım. Dur. Buldum ya. Bu tarafta. Şu. Daha yakınlaşmaması çok kötü yani. Özel bölgede miyim? Anasını. Bu burasıysa ya şu kodumun oyuncusunu oradan nasıl çekeceğiz? Hareket ederek de yani. Burada bir yerde ya. Burada bir yerde mi? O tahtanın tarafında işte şurada tahta var. Yukarı doğru çıktım ama da bu tarafta bir yerde. buldum. Tamam. Yeter buraya. Artık bir sonraki bölümde geleceğiz. İzlediğiniz için teşekkürler. Bir sonraki bölümde kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Videoyu beğenmeyi, kanalıma abone olmayı unutmayın ve hoşçakalın.